Okay. Try 2. My butt's gonna fall asleep.
Can't have that.
Okay. Well, I can put the intro of the other one on there.
Oh no, I can do it again. So Laura, what's it like having 7 kids?
It's a lot of work. It's fun though, but it is a lot of work. So don't be fooled. I don't think anybody is.
No.
One lady was like, on purpose? So I just kind of
That's better than the
moseyed on.
same dad.
Oh yeah, I've had that too. I don't know.
Sometimes it feels like, usually when we're in Costco, I don't know why it's Costco, but if I've got all 7 of them by myself, it feels like herding cats. Like, come on, no, come on.
You're braver than me. I just go like 10 till midnight at Myers by myself.
Oh man, I miss when stores were open like in the middle of the night. I miss that when you could go by yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, I have time pressure now.
Right?
Every once in a while I'll bring a kid with me and they like that. I guess spending time with kids, you kind of have to bring them on errands, which they love.
Yeah, we don't have, each kid has a different month. So if it's their month, then if I have to go run an errand, they get first choice if they want to go with us.
Easy way to keep track of it, instead of like, which one was last?
Yeah, like color coding them. No, I don't have that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do the younger kids have a hard time understanding that they have to wait?
No, not really. It's like with the whole birthday thing, you know, they get to pick to go do something. So they like want to influence the kid that's whose birthday it is. They can go do something fun.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, herding cats. Sometimes it feels like it. But it's really fun when you're like oldest is your 13-year-old's hanging out with the 2-year-old. They're reading a book together. You're like, oh, maybe I did do something right.
Or they're like, oh, teaching them how to do something that you would have had to do, but because I didn't have to teach my 6-year-old how to tie her shoes because her 10-year-old sister helped her, so that was kind of neat.
Yeah, we had one learn how to ride a bike.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the 6-year-old learned how to ride the bike, so it was his older brothers out there helping him and cheering him on.
Yeah, those are like the pat on the back moments, yeah. I mean, actually birthing 7 kids, like after the second one, if I felt like I knew what I was doing, even though they're all different.
No, I didn't. No.
Oh.
Especially that 4th one. That's the first time that my water broke and then labor didn't start. I'm like, what is this? What do I do now?
Oh. They threw a wrench in the plan.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm just as far as like mentally being prepared and kind of, I don't know, like a job that you've done a lot and you just kind of go do it without thinking much. Yeah. Still hurts. But
but by that point you're just like, yeah, let's just get through this. There's a cute baby on the other side.
I had to tell the one nurse, was like, you keep telling me I'm getting a baby out of this, so I'm wavering here.
Yes.
I guess it's good that well, I don't know about you, but our house before was like a little echo chamber, and now we've got like a family room and living room at the other ends of the house, and that helps a whole lot to disperse the sound and the energy of the kids. It
can be loud, yeah.
And outside. I don't know what questions people would have.
One lady at church, she asked if I would notice, because I cut all the boys' hair, she would notice if she just threw her son into the mix because he needed a haircut. Would you even notice?
That's another half an hour. Oh, funny.
I like questions like that.
Bedtime was, I don't know about your house, but it takes like a good hour at least to get everybody in bed. And like leaving the house, from getting up to leaving the house, usually if they have to eat breakfast, takes like an hour and a half.
If we have to get up and leave the house, and generally breakfast is already made, so they just have to put it in.
You're planning ahead.
Yeah, you gotta plan ahead for that. Or, you know, people don't realize, you know, we have a certain time that we're supposed to be there, yes, but we have 7 children, so we have 7 wrenches that could be thrown at any moment.
Sock drama. Shoe drama. Coat
Diaper drama. Diaper drama.
Yeah.
It seems to be diaper drama with us lately.
Oh no. We have another one that just potty trained, so that's good.
Yay!
Yeah. Very late potty trainer, but we got it.
We got it done. That's all that matters.
All of ours have been so late.
They're not going to college in diapers.
Have accidents. That's the one bonus.
Yes, yes. I want to do the potty training and be done with the potty training. You know?
I just leave it up to them, basically. But everybody has their thing on that.
Yes, yes.
Meal times. How about that?
Is it any quieter over at your place? It's not quieter.
No, we usually have them come in like 1 or 2, only 2 at a time can make their plates.
We don't have enough room for that yet, so we just, if it's something that they need, they're already seated, and then we ask them what they need.
Oh, okay.
It can get loud.
We have one that doesn't like a lot of noise, so the oldest comes in, gets the plate, and then leaves, and then we have everybody else like 2 at a time, and that way it's not like, ugh. And then, yeah, Kevin had to kind of settle for we're not all going to eat at the same time, because by the time the first person sits down with a plate and then the last person, that's a long period of time. So eventually when they're older, probably we'll all eat at the same time again. But I don't know if you guys...
I enjoy eating later after they're done, so that it's like, it's not hot, but it's warm.
Yeah. Or sometimes when they're really happy and playing, I'll eat first so that I have to rush.
Because when they're done eating, then something else needs to be done, right?
We're like, no, you cannot have seconds. I haven't had first. But it depends on the day.
And we've outgrown our table again. Yeah, we gotta figure that out.
Yeah, we actually got a little island mini breakfast bar in the kitchen, and so it's like a big fight who gets to sit there. But we can put three there, and then so we can all be in the kitchen at once.
See, that goes back to the baby's bounce, because the toddler gets up there at my mother-in-law's.
Yeah, she only fell once.
And I'm like, well, he's got really good balance. I don't know what you're talking about.
See, bedtime, mealtime,
vacations.
Ooh.
Have you done a vacation with all of them?
Oh, we should wait for the drink.
Give you time to think.
The camera. Oh, what was I gonna say about? It's still going. Bedtime is like me and Kevin don't even really get to sleep at the same bed, because we got kids upstairs, and then like a suicidal teenager, and like I have to be downstairs, and he has to go to work, and like we got scared kids, and just like eventually it'll work out again. So yeah,
you feel like
Kevin is really not happy about that, but
well, you know, it's give and take, right?
Yeah.
Like we've got all of them, all the boys are in one bedroom except for the toddler, and it's like, this isn't working anymore. We need to change this up. Get the older boys out. Yeah.
One time we had to take everything but the beds because they were up playing for hours and hours, which happens now again. So I don't know what we're gonna do.
Did the big bed move? The castle bed, did it move?
Yeah, but it's too hot in there in the summer, so she's got hers. We pulled the mattress out and put it out there, but yeah, it's all, every month is something different.
Maybe
I want to be next to them. I don't want to be next to them. Yeah.
Careful, I'll just throw you all in one room. But we got the boys, those little, well, they were in the big van, those rechargeable fans, so they could just clip them onto the side of their bed.
I think after you said that, I went out and got some.
Yes, they
made life
helped.
Better.
They helped. At least they weren't so cranky when we put them to bed. But it was
like 83 up there a few times, and we let them sleep downstairs. But Yeah, so bedtime is negotiable. Is that the right word? I don't know. It just, you can't have set rules when you have that many people, because I've learned to have to let go of a lot of things. Like every kid, you have to let go of certain standards, and not like, yeah, like, is everybody going to show up with shoes that match? Or
are we gonna go on vacation and have to hit up Walmart because somebody left without shoes again?
we did that. Alabama. We had to buy tennis shoes at Walmart.
We did it on a trip to Georgia and then a trip to Pennsylvania. Oh. They all had shoes an hour before we left, but when we left, not so much.
Yeah, we kind of gave up. Well, we had taken a few trips like up north every few years. We just kind of limited it to every other year. And then now we just do day trips, which are way easier, because we used to camp every year, and it just got to be so much. I mean, I actually had shingles from the amount of stress for camping one year. And so we're like, this is too much for us. We'll just, I think probably in a couple, 3 years, we'll pick it up again when the youngest is like 4 or 5.
And the oldest can help drive.
Oh yeah.
Because when we go camping, we've reached our limit. Like, we can't get any more stuff in the van.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that slows you down, and it just, yeah.
And it ties into the whole wrenches are going to be thrown. You're not going to get up there on time. When we go camping, 9 times out of 10, we will put the tent up in the dark and then crawl in.
It usually takes us like 3 times longer than everyone else to get there, if it's like farther than an hour and a half away. Our friends that have 9 kids, they just went off for a weekend, like willy-nilly in the van with a cooler, but they rented a cabin. I'm like, you are a genius. So I think we might do that, or Yogi Bear Camp or something that's like all set up and you just kind of bring food and, but
we started doing that as far as vacation goes when the weather, you know, when it gets cooler in the fall, or before it heats up in the summer. We'll just go over to Waterloo and rent one of those cabins. And there's no kitchen, and it's a pit toilet, but the kids love it. And then we just hike all day.
So you still do all your vacations together?
Yeah, for the most part.
We're kind of, well, we have some different dynamics in our family. With one of our kids is not willing to go with us anymore, so we kind of have to split. So
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for it. I really am.
It doesn't happen. But so my husband actually goes up. It's a tradition in his family to go up dirt biking, and so once a month in the summertime they go for the weekend. And now 3 of the kids can go because they're old enough. We used to camp up there with them, but then it got to be too much. So anyway, so they have their little trips, and then I've been trying to do day trips every now and then, or I take the kids to go do something fun. Took Justin to the car show the other day, and so just have to take little bites of fun instead of like a week-long vacation. So.
Or just go, like she was saying, like you were saying, like we're planning to go to Georgia for Christmas, so all I need to do, I have to get
I'll help.
Right? I gotta get all the Christmas presents down there. That's the only like hard part. But all we're doing is, you know, packing a couple of days worth of clothes, and then thankfully we're staying at the in-laws, so I have a washer, I have a kitchen. I'm just intruding on her.
Well, that'll make it less stressful then. And then you'll have your shopping done ahead of time.
Yeah, I'll be like, Amazon's gonna be showing up at your house instead of mine.
Yeah. That is the best thing for Christmas shopping too. You don't have to go to 500 stores. Order online. Saves so much time and heartache. I guess clothes, maybe?
It can be overwhelming. It's like everything else.
But learn to be a minimalist with clothes. It will help so much with the laundry and also storing off-season and other sizes. If I try to fit all of mine for a kid in one bin, and then if they're younger I put it in a paper bag, so there's 2 sizes in one bin. So if you limit yourself to that, your life will be so much better, because you get hand-me-downs and then you end up with 2 huge bags full of stuff in one size, and nobody can ever use that, and you have to rifle through it all the time.
Right, right. Winter clothes. How do you deal with winter stuff? Because I know all of yours love to play outside in the winter too. And it's like overwhelming trying to put it all away and make sure that...
We just have separate bins, and just one for snow pants, one for coats, or 2 for coats. And then one for boots, one for ice skates.
Do you put the silicate packets in there? Because I started doing that because they're in the far back of the closet.
Yeah.
So I started putting the packets in there so they don't get all funky.
Yeah, that was important to me because,
But it's hard to like go, it seems to be hard for me because of, you know, it being spring and everything, is to go through everything and make sure everything's in good working order.
We still do have some snow pants roaming around the basement.
We have some gloves that need to be taken care of.
We got a dresser for hats, mittens, and gloves, and then little kids' shoes. So they each have a level. And that's been pretty good because I'm like, oh, put it in the drawer. This is just a big messy pile, but it's put away.
What about future? Like financially?
Stuff?
Well, you've got one that's going to be driving soon. How are you doing vehicles?
Well, he's got his heart set on the truck.
He's done already.
I guess he's just working. They have to work in. I haven't talked with Kevin, but probably at least pay half of it.
Yeah, we were talking about that to do the, I don't know, I think it was a Ramsey thing where he paid for half of their vehicle. So whatever they wanted, they have to save up their half. And yeah.
The oldest one wanted a like $800 computer, and so we said, well, if you earn half of it, we'll pay the other half. And then we did that also with Justin's dirt bike. So, for big stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it works pretty good because they gotta do their part first.
Yes, and hopefully when they want to go off to college, that I'll be more than happy to help them fill out every scholarship going.
Yeah, well, me and Kevin both really didn't have help for college, so I mean, if you want to go, you make it happen somehow.
Now
and there will be money wise enough to know not to get in that much debt, hopefully.
We're hoping we can use my mother-in-law's like in at the Michigan State. Maybe they always want to go into Michigan State and then get a discount.
To get a job at State. Yeah.
And they can get a discount.
My second cousin, and his brother both work there, so their kids are set, I guess.
Every little bit helps.
Kevin keeps doing the math of like how old he's gonna be when Savannah's in senior, and I'm like, don't tell me that number.
Right.
We just deal with it as it comes.
Right. I'm not too worried.
Yeah.
The Lord will provide, just like they do for braces.
Yeah, it's all worked out eventually. So, yeah, I guess there's a lot of ups and downs. Like some days are like, oh my goodness, what did we do? I have a magnet that says the house is run by a tiny army that I created ourselves. We created ourselves. Some days I look at that with little like, I don't know, mad eyes. And then some days I'm like, this is awesome, look at all this. And like, these kids are gonna have such great friends when they grow up. And I guess it's probably that way with anybody's family. So, and all the unique personalities, they keep you on your toes. Anything hard doesn't come easy.
That's right.
Anything worth something, yeah. So I'm excited to see what they all do when they're older, what kind of unique things they'll find to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully not get too much trouble.
Right.
We're trying to be real so they learn from us maybe. Although just, had like a caffeine scare because I'm like, don't drink more than one thing, and he had too much and he's like, I'm never doing that again. So I guess you gotta learn by yourself too.
Yes.
I don't know if they'll let me put that in there. He usually doesn't care. The sun came out just for the finale. Yay! Did you have anything else?
I don't know. Oh, did you plan on having a large family? No? Neither did we.
Yeah, it's weird because, well, Kevin grew up with one sister and he thought having two or three, four was a stretch. But then he loves kids and he loves babies. So, and time went on and here we are. We did not have plans, we do not have agendas, we do not have, like, you must do this religious thing,
Right,
whatever.
right.
It just,
you
I
ever
still
get
can't
that one?
believe it.
Did you ever get that one? Are you Catholic?
Yeah. Yep, Kevin at work all the time.
Yeah, I think we were dating, and it was one of those, so how many kids do you want? He's like, well, how many do you want? And I said, I want 6. He's like, yeah, I kind of want 6 too. He doesn't remember that conversation. I'm shocked.
Oh.
But, yeah, we got to 3, and he was like, I think I'm done. I'm like, I think I'm not.
Yeah.
I like babies. So after that, but he just kind of, you know, come around to it, and he's just like, what's one more?
Yeah. Well, he's really helpful too, right?
Yes.
Because Kevin, that's a super important thing. If a mom does not have help from her husband for, like, chores and baths and even picking up groceries, and
Just brain power sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
It would be very much a struggle.
Yes.
So, yeah. Yeah, good husbands. What were you talking about? Sorry.
Did you plan on selling children?
Yeah. Well, I grew up around a lot of large families, so I thought, well, 6 to 8, like when I was younger, and then I had the first one. I'm like, man, this is really, really hard. They said it was gonna be hard, but wow, because my oldest had day and night reverse completely when he was born, and so, yeah, that was a culture shock, kind of. I'm gonna block the. I don't know if that will help. But yeah, I guess maybe subconsciously thinking that, I don't know, it just wasn't a big deal.
Right. I still enjoy it.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it's definitely you have to be on top of it.
Yes. In my daily routine, I think I do I do what normal people do in a week and a day as far as, like, laundry and dishes go, but that's just because I have more mouths and hands and, yeah, diapers.
We need to delegate more. We're, like, at the point where we're doing too much and they're not doing enough, even though they are doing stuff. But so it's my fault that we're so tired, probably. So,
but we're falling into the pitfall, like the oldest went, or they've all been going with, the older 3 have been going with Grandpa. So now the chores aren't getting done because they're not home, and it's just like, but it's like backing up.
yeah, sometimes we'll have to swap. We're like, oh, they're gone this week, so you're gonna fill in and they'll do yours next week. Oh yeah, how do you do chores?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't know if I should.
It's up to you.
Okay, so we had to reconfigure for the sun.
Alright, so I don't know how you do chores, but it's just kind of like evolved at our house. Like, I think it was you that you have a helper help you with lunch. So when the oldest got older, we would have, they would take turns making lunch, and then so they got to pick and choose what fruit and vegetable they would have with their sandwich and kind of go from there. And so that helped out a lot because it was like lunch was something I had to stop what I was doing in order to, like, get done.
Especially with homeschooling, probably.
Right. With homeschooling, you never ended at like noon. So that was really helpful, and they really enjoy it. They get, like, their chef hats out, and
fun.
You know. And so we live out in the country, so we have a compost that needs to be fed because, you know, we create a lot of compost being such a large family. And so if you didn't make lunch that day, you took the compost out, and it just kind of built from there as far as, like, who did what on what day. And then this past tax season, I actually made up a list of chores for them to do. So it was what they would normally do. I just added a couple more things on Wednesdays and Fridays, which is our like kind of clean up, you know, just do a little bit more so the house doesn't look like a wreck on Friday.
So they helped out a little bit more when you were working.
They started helping out a little bit more.
The law of diminishing returns.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how we do chores. And they don't usually help out with the chickens and the dog that much because, you know, I feel like we're the adults that brought the animals onto the property, so generally it falls on us to take care of them.
I did that too. Well, dishes is one thing we did when I was growing up, is we would have a dish week. So like right now they only have to do dishes once every 5 weeks, 4 weeks.
Wow.
So, well, I didn't like having to do them by myself. So we, one of the parents and then one of the kids helps like put away. I should have another kid help prepare. So I need to do that. But anyway, so they have their week and then they have 5 weeks off, 4 weeks off. And then they all have like a set couple of chores that they do like twice a week or as needed. And then every year or so we'll ask them, hey, do you want to keep your chore? Do you want to trade? Or that way they're not just like, oh, I hate this so much. So a lot of times they'll just keep it because they're used to it. Like the older ones, like they each clean a bathroom, take care of their own laundry, stuff like that.
Yep. They help, like the 2 older ones, they empty the dishwasher every morning after they're done eating, and then that way, you know, we can be filling it throughout the day. And then my 3rd oldest, he actually empties the you know, hand wash dishes, the dish strainer on top of the counter. He empties that, so hopefully eventually I can get all the dishes done during the day. But and then I don't fold clothes.
Tooling around on the mic, that's awesome.
Gotta love small towns.
Should we put some of these bloopers in? Do you care?
Oh, I don't care.
Maybe I'll put it in for reward for listening to us talk for 20 minutes.
Right. But I don't fold clothes, but I do sort them into piles because I have my 2nd and my 3rd are very similar in size. So I have to make sure they have an even amount of clothes or one will run out and the other one won't. And
kind of swap around.
Yeah. I'm just like, go look in the other one's drawer. And they're like, no.
Oh.
So
yeah, Kevin cannot remember whose clothes are for the life of him.
No, and when I'm
like
not
baby stuff and the, like,
and they don't care, they'll leave it in the drawer. Like, this is obviously not yours. Why is it in your drawer? But when I don't feel well, I think it was it was in June, I wasn't feeling well, so the clean laundry would be on the couch and I would just holler at a kid to come pick out their clothes out of the clean laundry and go put them away. Like, I didn't even sort anything.
Yeah, that's one of those things, you gotta let it go.
Yeah, nowadays clothes, they are made to like wad up and just come out looking nice, so thank goodness.
It's not very often you see a wrinkled shirt and you're like,
right.
What in the world happened? Oh, right. It's a wrinkled shirt.
Oh, so we went camping 2 weekends ago, and the kids are supposed to empty their bags out when we get home. Well, I forgot to remind the 6-year-old. So we went up to my mother-in-law's this past weekend, and we were doing good. I forgot to check his clothes before we left. And then Sunday rolls around, and he put on this shirt, and I went, oh, where did that shirt come from? And my mother-in-law's boyfriend referred to it as a napkin because it looked like he had wiped his hands on it, and there was mustard on it, and we hadn't had mustard all weekend.
Oh, no.
So what happened was that he didn't empty his bag.
Oh no.
And so he ended up wearing a shirt that had been in there and dirty from camping, which, you know, you don't get
extra
clean.
dirty shirt. Oh. That's sweet. And funny.
It happens.
Yeah. One thing I forgot about was not losing yourself as a mom. We forgot about our hiking.
Yeah. We usually take the kids though.
Mhm.
Does that count?
Well, that's Sanity State. I guess
It
that's a
is.
7 kids thing.
Yeah. It is.
We had our solidarity with each other while we were hiking with our kids running around.
Right. And then the Dalam Center, we got asked if we were a daycare.
Yep. I'll remember that one.
We are a day and night care.
Yeah. Oh, one of the YouTubers I was talking to has little kids that are close together too, and he's like, yeah, this is like midnight farming show here. Because, yeah, I planted gardens in the dark with headlamp, and, yeah, just gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, pull the car around and put the headlights on. That was another thing, you gotta let go of things, because you were saying your garden didn't amount to much, and my mother keeps threatening to mow mine off, because it's just like the weeds are taller than the kids. I'm like, no!
There's something in there I want.
Well, the volunteer tomatoes are still in amongst them, so the kids go digging for them.
Oh, good.
It's an
Worst comes to
adventure.
worst, you have a chicken jungle later.
That's right. Can't wait for the chicken jungle.
Well, we better get to paddleboarding before it gets dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. It was fun. I'm at work or Chris is at work.
Yeah, if you've seen the x-rays, it's all cartilage. No, I was kidding.
That's a Fahola that we're here in. The camp.
Oh, are they having band practice?
Yeah, the bands from, I guess, the Detroit area come in.
Oh.
And
There's
like
a
their drum
retreat?
line. Yeah, and they'll do
Cool.
like band camp
Now we have a
there.
train.
Yeah. Oh, and the train. Is it 8 o'clock?
Well, we live by
7:45.
M52, so there'll be like motorcycle gangs going by or big old semis going. Roar.
It's early. It's supposed to be 8 o'clock. Amtrak's early today. What's the light doing to it?
Yeah, it's not good. Son. Well, I could move it this way and we could. There we go. All right.
I think your dead cat's helping it that way.
Oh,
I think it's
well, I
back
don't
in the
think
sun.
Oh, yep, you can see it. Sorry, guys. Oh, there we go. I don't know. The wind is probably.